What up? What up, League? Chillax, Brutal? How you guys doing? So, got a couple things to watch and talk about today. The Matrix bullshit is for a reason. We're gonna start with a podcast that that I watched before on stream. It's the Danny Jones podcast, and the one we talked about before was this guy who seems like he's possessed by a demon. He talks a lot of blasphemy, but the one today is different. But it's from probably almost a year ago, but it popped up in my feed, and I only watched a few minutes of it because it seemed so ridiculous. I had to check it out. So we'll see if I can make it through this. It's probably going to get on my nerves, and I'll switch it to something else. I have a strong dislike for this podcast. It's like Joe Rogan, but even more retarded somehow. Promoting nonsense, pseudoscience. Not that regular science, a lot of it isn't nonsense too, but well, let's just start it and then we'll talk about it. We need to promote the good stuff. Yeah, that's part of why I don't like it, because it has a lot of reach. I mean, he has over 1 million subscribers. And yeah, he promotes nonsense like this, and he'll have CIA agents on, and he just believes everything that his guests tell him, with no pushback at all, and doesn't question them at all. And the one time that he, like the guy that was just talking nonsense about the Bible and Jesus, he brought in like a Protestant pastor to debate him, but it's he was like one of those mega church kind of pastors, and he charges people money to perform fake exorcisms on them. I mean, to give him, to be a little bit charitable, a real priest might not want to have anything to do with it. So, but, yeah. So let's get right into it. This is called, New DMT study finds evidence aliens are simulating our reality. So that's why we have the Matrix theme going.
Oh, we are.
And not only does this guy not push back, he's a total retard. I'm an idiot. I'm one of the first people that will admit that I'm an idiot. But this guy is just straight up retarded.
Rolling.
Beautiful.
Like
All
you mean
right.
jiu-jitsu rolling or just rolling?
Not jiu-jitsu rolling, just regular rolling. Maybe later we'll do some jiu-jitsu rolling. I got to bring my mat over here though.
Maybe you can smoke DMT and then you guys can roll.
Imagine.
While
Could you
looking-
imagine?
And I think this freak right here is in a famous band called Five Finger Death Punch. I think I've heard them years ago, and it's like bro rock kind of stuff. I don't know. But anyways, I'm pretty sure that he's in that band.
Imagine it wouldn't be much of a roll. I mean, he like play with me like some
Right off the bat, promoting drug use, of course.
fucking cat toy or something.
I think that's regardless. Well, Dan Hardy, right? The MMA fighter, he used to talk about his usage of psychedelics in fighting.
Who?
Dan Hardy was his name?
I don't know who that is.
Yeah. He was.
Dan
He was
Hardy.
a famous. Yeah, he was a famous UFC fighter.
Really?
Yeah, and he used to talk about how he used to get in the cage on mushrooms, and he said, "I could see the future." He said, "Like I can see that." Yeah.
I think
Well, you know
this
they do that.
guy's
They give that to
this
to
guy's
war
so
fighters now.
high that he thinks he's on
That thing.
Joe Rogan talking about MMA shit. Wrong podcast, dude.
Remember that article I sent you last night?
Yeah, but
they're,
that's
they're giving people in Ukraine. They're giving Ukrainian soldiers ibogaine and like that, and psychedelic mushrooms. DARPA's doing this study that's they're funding people at the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, I think, to study the use of psychedelics like ibogaine and even psilocybin on soldiers and on the battlefield.
on the battlefield.
On the battlefield for like for like edge detection. Because I guess it
I thought
enhances
it was for
edge detection.
healing.
Like, well, not just
For
that, but
healing.
to be more optimal with a fucking gun.
ibogaine.
I guess.
That the story you sent me looked like
Did
they
you
were
read
saying.
it?
I just saw the title because it was
Yeah,
in the middle
yeah.
of the night. But the title seemed to have been implying that it's for healing, like
Yeah.
a trauma.
I think part of it's for the trauma, and part of it is
Let's
also
remove your trauma so you can go back to battle.
also
I think that certain psychedelics can have some therapeutical effects for people with like PTSD and things like that. But it's not a guarantee, and it's not a cure-all. Like, just because you try that, it doesn't necessarily mean that that it's going to help. And glorifying it in this way, it gets people to try it on their own, and that's it's not under supervision of people who know what they're doing. And Joe Rogan does the same kind of shit too, and probably a lot of other podcasts like this.
a huge part of it is for optimizing battlefield, like soldiers on the battlefield.
That's what it says in that story.
Yes,
That's insane.
yes.
Maybe it's not that cool then.
To make them more
you're
accurate,
insane.
like shooting.
I
and
mean,
stuff.
that's insane. That's the wrong usage of the
it's
thing.
wild.
I can see what LSD definitely would be.
LSD, that's what they thought.
Yeah. because
MK
they
Ultra,
actually-
all that
yeah, they
stuff,
did
that's
that.
what they thought, right?
Yeah, I mean, look, the government's been weaponizing drugs since the beginning of time, right? If they're going to if they are studying drugs, they're going to figure out a way to weaponize them. You know?
I mean, you would think it sounds like it should be an obvious thing for us, and yet I think that the problem is that it's an obvious thing for us.
Yeah.
Like, that should not be the attitude of humanity as a whole. Like, this idea that it's always a zero-sum game just needs to go away, basically.
Yeah.
Otherwise, there's just no chance. Because
Right.
you're going to get bigger and bigger weapons. You're going to be able to go wham, and you're going to destroy more things. So the attitude of the monkey is the only thing that becomes
All right.
that actually matters.
Well, there is that meme, that people who run the government, those people never took mushrooms, and
I don't
the
know if I
people who
wanna
took mushroom
watch
know why
them
this is a
yap
problem.
about
Yeah.
this nonsense.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Maybe.
Oh
skip
man.
to
Well,
the
it's
part where
great
they
to have you
talk
guys
about
here
the
today.
main-
Danny Goler, you're back. We
I'm
had
back,
a fantastic episode talking all about the DMT laser experiment you did. And I'm sure we're going to talk
Yo,
more about
Mella,
that today and
what
some
up?
of the new stuff you've been doing with it.
I had a
Good
blast.
to see
And
you.
Zoltan, it's awesome to meet you, brother.
All right.
We had a fucking wild conversation last night at dinner. You are like a Renaissance man.
But essentially,
Yeah,
I want to see if we can
Renaissance
map onto what is happening with the laser and us and the universe in terms of a hologram. What is each component in the setup of a hologram that maps onto what our real world is? Because the whole
So I skipped ahead here, and I guess they had already talked about it somewhere here. But so basically, this guy has a experiment where they point a laser at a wall, and you take DMT. It's a psychedelic, one of the most intense psychedelics. And you stare at the refraction or whatever of the laser on the wall. And they say that they see a code like the Matrix, and that this proves that we're in an alien simulation. And it's almost like Gnosticism, that we are like in a prison planet, and there's a veil.
holographic principle is one of the most promising frames in physics at the moment. So I think it's exactly correct, which is that we are a holographic projection from a two-dimensional filament. I think we're a three-dimensional projection from a four-dimensional projection from a three-dimensional filament, but that will take us far afield. But I think that in a hologram, you have the source light coming in. It's being split by a beam splitter. Each beam goes its separate ways. This one goes to a set of two mirrors or one mirror. And this one goes to a set of two mirrors or one mirror. And then this one goes to an object, hits a screen. Okay? That screen records the information that the beam hit after it already passed the object. So if the first beam comes from here, hits the mic, from the mic it goes to a screen, the screen records the information. Just like in a photo.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, the difference between a photo and a hologram is that the second beam that was split from the original beam comes to the set of mirrors from the side now, and it meets this first beam here right before it hits the surface.
So it's stereoscopic.
Essentially, it measures not just the amplitude, but also the phase shift. And that gives you this ability to basically measure more information about from all directions of the whatever it hit, the mic in this case, instead of just hitting the two-dimensional imprint of the mic.
right.
Okay?
Yep.
So what I think, here's one proposition of how to think about this problem, and we'll see if it checks out. I think that our consciousness, whatever it is this is called the reference light, the one that comes from here. So I think we are the reference light. Literally, our consciousness is a form of light. It's a reference light that hits the source light. It came from here. And where they meet, the source light and the reference light.
Where's the source light coming from?
Big question. So that might be the source, God, whatever you want to call it. Okay, if you want to use esoteric terms. I don't know what the source is. I have no idea. Whatever started it all. Okay. But where they meet
What up, Moldy? Yeah, big learnings about big retards.
At the sheet, which in our case I would say it's the bulk, which is space-time, okay? The sheet that registers everything is the substrate of the whatever physical matter is, whatever space-time is, okay? So when the reference light and the source light meet, that instance, together with the bulk, they create the triangle that creates conscious moment. It's the information being registered in real time. And I call it the pistons of consciousness. Like it's that of like instances of actual consciousness. Now, this sounds super theoretical, esoteric, cool. I think there's a way to map this in a way that is testable. Because we can say, okay, if this is the reference light and this is if we are the reference light, certain things would be true and other things would not be true.
Like
What are they? For example, there would be a related angle to perception, specifically with light, so diffraction, for example, that would yield a certain kind of observation the second we get to the details of it, and wouldn't yield other kinds of observation. So if I make the turn 30 degrees, it would create a certain coherence of the image, and if I go 50 degrees, it might not create the same amount of... Now, we have to get to the details of that, and I need a lot smarter people than myself to actually like think about that because there's a lot of math involved.
Yeah.
But here's an example of how you can think about this specifically. You have to come up with a theoretical framework that would lend itself perfectly for experimentation, and then you have to run the tests. We tried 30 degrees, didn't work. That must have been wrong. As Feynman famously said, if it disagrees with experiment, it's wrong. That's the part that I feel that is missing. You either have people that are so far deep into the experiential side that they simply don't care about experiment. They just want to keep everything being whatever they think it is. And you have the other side, the extreme on the other side, which you have this form of rigidity where people just go like, no, it's only what we can verify with external tools.
Yes.
That's another component of it, I agree, but it is not the whole picture. There's certain things that we, as the collectors of data that we are, can experience that at the moment other instruments can't, and that should be taken into account. It complicates things, I agree, because people have aspirations, ideas, confabulations. We're not a perfect, thing. But even though it complicates things, it's the only way to go. Because you have to include what we're experiencing if we see that we can, recruit the right kind of people that are interested in finding out what's true instead of, constantly just believing whatever it is. So you have to kind of bring it to a central point where you both take into account the hard experiments, but you also take into account our agreements of what we think is going on in that instance, and that's somewhat to get. But this is just an example. I'm not saying it will necessarily pan out, but there are ways to think about these things in concrete ways, and I want to encourage more of that. And I do think that actually explains quite a bit. So, for example, if you look at a hologram from the side, like a regular hologram, right? If you can envision it. If you notice, the reason I'm saying we're a 4-dimensional hologram and not a 3rd-dimensional hologram is because the hologram when you look at it, it's actually 3-dimensional only it's implied because it's a 2-dimensional sheet. The 3rd dimension is implied. The fact that it looks like it has depth, right? But there's no actual degree of freedom. If you would be that hologram, you can't actually move in the 3rd direction. It's just implied. But you can move in 2 degrees of freedom.
You can't walk around it and see it from all angles.
If you would be that hologram, you can't, right? But we can move in 3 dimensions, which means that we can't possibly. The 3rd one is not implied. The 3rd one is actual, which means so there has to be one more dimension that is implied, and I'm claiming that's time. The reason we cannot move in time on our whim because time is
Charlie Kirk can.
implied. It seems to be there. There's the change from moment to moment that we experience seems to be there, just like the 3rd dimension is implied in a hologram. But we have 3 degrees of freedom, so we're a 4-dimensional hologram projected on a 2-dimensional sheet, which is the bulk, which is space-time itself. Now you can say, well, the bulk is actually 4-dimensional. I'm saying that time is actually implied. The bulk the surface of it is 3-dimensional. And again, this actually lends itself to real experimentation. Like, is there ways to curve the surface in a way that we can see that if we do that, then time would appear to move slower or faster, depending on our perception of it, which we know to actually happen, right? And again, this is
we can do forward time travel. Like, that's been proven.
Well, at least your perception of it is, right? Like you use, it's like somebody charges you $50 to move 50 minutes in the future, and then you just go in there. It's like, all right, it'll take you 50 minutes to move 50 minutes in time. You have to somehow explain what appears to us to be the case in terms of what we think the larger structure is, which is what the business that physics is in, right?
This reminds me of when the dude called into Jim Bob to talk about flat water refraction, or that if water can be flat. I must have missed that one.
It's just that it's constantly omitting the first person experience. And I'm saying you cannot omit it anymore. You have to somehow explain the fact that we're experiencing things a certain way. It's part of existence. And neuroscience will tell you, well, these perceptions, these apparent time changes in your perception, they're just in your perception. Fair enough. But is there a way to test for that? Is it possible that time for you is actually moving slower, just like physically it's moved slower closer to a mass in physics?
Right.
Is it possible that it's actually, your brain is taking less computational steps? Is it possible that it's actually moving slower?
I've
because of
almost
whatever
had enough
happens
of this
in your
already.
mind? I don't know, but I'm claiming there's a
right,
there's
it looks
a
like we're
way
gonna get to
to
their
discern these things, and it needs to be
experiment
entertained
soon.
more seriously in that way.
Whoa. I'm gonna pretend like I understood everything you just said.
And then you can ask a question about time. Is there such thing?
Yeah.
Just a perception of it.
Wow, deep, man.
Yeah. Well, that's an interesting idea, right? The perception of time and time being a dimension. And how does the dimension of time specifically relate to DMT?
I don't know. One thing before you jump into that, I do want to say, because it's important. We just conducted the first
magnet?
official magnets experiment.
Okay, yeah.
That, for all intents and purposes, I think most likely is actually bunk. Like, I think it actually doesn't work.
Okay.
But here's an example of us actually trying something.
Okay.
I doesn't see something happened there one time, actually, with my fiance, weirdly enough. All the subjects, including myself, we couldn't see any difference. So the experiment was, we put a magnet behind the surface, we projected the laser on the surface from the other side, we smoked DMT, we look at it, and I thought we're gonna see some change because of if a magnet is powerful enough in the back.
Behind
The surface. So if I just have a sheet of paper, I put a magnet here,
Yep.
so you can't see it from here, right?
Right.
And then you project the laser from this side.
Yep.
And then I'm smoking DMT and I'm seeing the code.
Yeah.
I thought that if the magnet is powerful enough, I would be able to see some kind of a change from this side that will tell me where the magnet is, even though I can't see the magnet. You understand?
Understand, yeah.
I couldn't.
Nothing, no change.
So far for us, no. However, there was one
no
instance where
shit.
we had a camera from above that sees like almost like sees both sides at the same time. My fiance, she just kind of jumped in and she just like, we probably, Aaron got very mad. He's like, we can't use this for the film. Like, okay. But for the experiments that might be viable, she saw, well, she didn't see, but she, I guess, guessed 5 times in a row where the magnet was. Exactly.
What is salvia? Salvia is another psychedelic. It's a plant that you smoke, or I guess they probably make like extracts of it as well. I believe it's it's actually a type of mint. Like, it's in the same family as mint. And it's apparently pretty potent. It probably has some of the same chemicals as DMT. When I was younger, in my 20s, I did a lot of drugs and psychedelics. And I did DMT a few times. And I'm a little confused how they are able to stare at a laser when they're on DMT because you aren't really aware of what's going on around you when you do it. You see a lot of morphing geometric shapes, different colors and whatnot. I guess if you only do a little bit, you can remain coherent. But it only lasts for a very short time, like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, I guess.
So that was strange because I have to admit I didn't see any difference.
Okay.
So either there's some other component here we don't understand, or she just got super lucky. I don't know. We have to look through the data. But I just want to emphasize this because this is how it should be. This is how people should go about this. They should try whatever it is they think that might work. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know why we didn't think of actually putting, because we had not that powerful magnets, but they were pretty powerful, like 100-pound magnets. And we should have used more of them, like also on the laser itself to see if anything. And we had my good friend Pablo was an.
So this guy tries to act like this is like a real, like scientific experiment. They sell jankum. They sell jankum by the gallon at the dispensaries now. So he's trying to act like this is like a real scientific experiment, but it's absolute nonsense. I mean, first of all, you could see that pattern anywhere if you do DMT. That's what it does. It makes you see patterns differently and different shapes and morphing shapes. And entities as well. But so that's part of it. That's part of the issue. But also there's confirmation bias. Like this guy is doing this experiment on himself, expecting to see things and wanting to see these things. And the people that are volunteering for it want to see these things. It's not like they're doing it blind and not knowing what's going on.
Engineer helped us create the rotating magnets experiment by Persinger. He helped us create a device, who, by the way, was suggested by John Chavez. Shout out to John, who also, by the way, invested in our film quite a bit. So thank you, John. And basically, the rotating magnets is something we can maybe put the laser in between and rotating the magnets and see if that does a difference. We didn't do that. We're learning. The larger point is there should be more of that. We should just test this in this way, and if it doesn't pan out, doesn't pan out. But we're going to keep trying. And I want to encourage more of that. This insistence that where I feel that I mostly depart with the way that Andrew chooses to go about this. Again, I have tremendous respect for him, and we had since then really great
I'm
conversations.
gonna have to skip ahead again. I don't know how much more of this I can take. It's
Yeah.
just absolute nonsense.
He's incredible. Carter's incredible. So he basically, I guess the best way to describe is who he is a large. He would say is a organizational expert, but I think is a large scale problem
What's up, dude?
solver. So basically,
Are there dangers with taking DMT? Yeah, absolutely. You might meet a demon, like I did.
worked from everything from government projects, software development is big into crypto and AI now. He understands what makes big processes work. He even worked on some classified, projects. And he said, look, about a year ago, back then when he reached out to me, I ordered the laser. I saw the code. I never reached out to you, but I started basically talking about it in my circles. And because I have a certain reputation, people listen to me. He said when I would go to these conferences, I would like, when we're at the end of the whatever, conference we are, I would like whip out the laser and start showing them. And I said, wait, what were you showing them? It's like, well, here's the thing. I have a certain kind of reputation. So this was a prop. I was removing one more step for them to venture into. So like instead of me telling them there's this laser, I'm like, oh, here's the laser. And I would just turn it on. It's just a simple diffracted laser. But I was telling them, like, I've tried this. I've seen the code. And I was explaining where you would see it. And people
Tell us. It's kind of hard to explain. Let's watch a little bit more of this, and then I might.
got so interested because they are looking for this like next step of like understanding. So David recently told me that I haven't seen it myself yet, but he is,
Hey, Carrie.
there's a certain reputation that he has with like being accurate with what he's saying. He said he thinks they figured out a way to see some visibility of the code with these old sensors of Sony cameras that had this night capability. And if we string a bunch of them together, I think we'll be able to see it much more coherently. Now, if it's true, that will automatically change
the
conversation entirely. And there's also a team from
This is the real stuff people need to know. All right, yeah. I'll try to explain it after we watch this for a little bit longer. I've had about enough of it already, though. So
Japan that apparently from 2014 was collecting data from light.
What up,
from
Fredo?
stars.
good to
And
see
they
you, man.
discovered that they can actually discern statistically at this point pretty concretely that there's information in there. There's some kind of a code. There's some kind of glyphs running in there that is not pareidolia. They can actually discern that now with machine learning.
It's not what?
Pareidolia, which your tendency of your brain to just make shapes out of nothing because your brain is really good at creating
No, it's definitely pareidolia.
patterns.
Yeah.
So they can discern that this
That's like when you see people see faces in clouds.
is not it. That it's actually real information of some sort. So all of these things are kind of converging.
Real information.
But I just wanted to mention that because
ChatGPT said it is.
Zoltan keeps referring to the end of childhood of humanity.
Yes.
I really think that all of the stuff that I mentioned before, these crescendos that are all rising at the same time, the reason that you have all these like very animated conversation here about God and like what are these, the disclosure and all of this stuff, is because something is happening that is bigger than us, but not in an esoteric sense, but in an actual sense. It's actually happening. And whatever it is, and the reason that I guess there's maybe urgency is the wrong word, but maybe more of an attention needed on this than currently is being allocated to it, that is an important component. We can no longer pretend that it's just a 9 to 5, we go to work, everything is normal. Even the people that think of it more in terms of like I think the UAP community, the disclosure is a good example, is because I've had the conversations with people from that community.
UAP community.
And when I ask the question, have you ever considered what you're going to do the day after the disclosure? There's always silence.
Yeah.
Because that's really the important part. Okay, disclosure, now what?
Right.
Like, what do you? How do you envision yourself being a moment after?
You got to find a new dragon to chase.
That's exactly it. So
It's interesting that you said about the light out of the stars, because in that space I did have that experience that it's much more than just light. And I saw this scientific paper we're talking about, like, well, the electromagnetic processes within a star are much more complicated and much more than the processes in our brains. So is that possible that they have consciousness? Theoretically, yes.
yeah.
That's kind of insane, But when we're talking end of childhood, like, look, if humanity, right, realizes its purpose, like if that question gets answered, of why are we here, what we are doing, right, that would be such event. That probably the most monumental one. And it sounds to me that you're gonna most likely find that answer or get closer to that answer in that space, not in the scientific explanation of how process.
You're going to find the answer by doing drugs. And then you'll end up looking like this fool.
Work.
The process is just a result of the much deeper space.
Right.
I was gonna ask, when you're studying this stuff and when like you try to help more people become more aware of, like, the only way to study this is to have obviously lots of people look at it. If you have 1 million people look at this thing and 900,000 see it and 100,000 don't.
Or to see a way to substantiate it on a screen. Or to send the information directly into some kind of a chat GPT.
But at the same time, when you're saying like, we're seeing this code.
So just if you thought it couldn't get any worse, they bring ChatGPT into it. ChatGPT is going to give them the answers to life while they're on drugs.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how do you eliminate this confirmation bias that they're expecting this to see something? You know what I mean? Because isn't that a way to that people would attack this? Say, look, these people are expecting this, and they're already seeing something. Like, it's not double blind.
So
right?
that's two separate things. One is the people attacking it, which they will. It's just a natural.
That's how you make stuff stronger.
That's fine. That's fine. So that's a non point for me. People can attack it if it's real. Like I always say, as Terrence used to say, it can take the pressure. I don't mind that.
Exactly.
The second.
Just quoted Terrence McKenna.
Second part of your question is, even Gallimore, you haven't watched the full video yet, but at the end he says
I finished it last.
Oh, you finished? Okay. Yeah. So you know how he says, which is actually a self-contradicting point, which I alluded to in my response video, which is he says that priming doesn't have this longevity that people attributed to it with the code, and yet he himself somehow
priming doesn't have. So okay,
it doesn't have this longevity. So priming is, if I give you a cold drink to hold, if you don't know me and I ask you general questions, most people would have more negative kind of things to say about the person. Same thing with a warm drink and the other way. Okay, that's priming.
Okay,
I'm priming a certain state that makes certain general occurrences more likely. Priming does not work with specific content, hyper specific content that I would gonna convince you. If I say, so this is easily testable. If people think it's priming, take a group of people that you know for sure didn't hear about this.
So everything he said there is just absolute nonsense. They're going into it expecting to see this so-called like matrix code that he's talking about. So it's absolutely confirmation bias. And even before this guy started doing this goofy experiment, people always saw very similar things as each other when taking DMT.
Right?
Sure.
And then tell them about elephants. Inject it subliminally, talk to them about it, do all of that. Then show them the laser.
Yes.
Okay. If they still tell you they see Japanese letters, can we then agree that this is not it? Right?
Yes,
so that's easily testable.
Okay.
The other point that
So the aliens are Japanese, I guess.
people make, which is like, oh, but which, by the way, I've done. I've told people something else, and they came back and said, I didn't say what you told me, but I saw these weird. They said Chinese.
Like me, I saw the gears.
The gears that you see in the beginning, yeah. But it's just the way it appears. So, but the other point of like, yeah, but if you do make it big,
Oh, you didn't see China? Yeah. Well, you saw gears? Well, yeah. That's part of it too. Yeah.
enough, I was like, okay, hold on. So you're telling me that you believe that if one guy can say something convincingly enough, you can then convince the entire Earth that something is there? Well, then I think that's a whole phenomenon all by itself we should study then. Right. Because what are you talking about? People go to the DMT space all the time, right? Mm-hmm. How do you know about the machine nodes?
Because I've listened
Somebody
to
told you
people talk
about
it all the time.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's
so
like,
are we saying, oh, we shouldn't talk about machine elves because if we're going to keep talking about it, it's going to be confirmational bias. And then how do we know if they're real or not? Well, the only difference here is that I'm claiming that this is actually real, which was already in the zeitgeist, already in the conversation. I think it's the level of emphasis that I'm giving it that people are uncomfortable with. They're uncomfortable with the amount of certainty I have about it, which I get, right, which I get. But at a certain point, you have to admit when you do know what you know. So the reason that I'm saying things with this amount of conviction, the things that I am saying I'm knowing with conviction, again, to remind everybody, the only thing I'm saying that I know for sure is that whatever it is, people say, why are you calling it the code of reality? I don't know. It's a placeholder. It kind of looks like a self-executing code. Do I know it codes for all the environment and everything? Of course not. Here's what I know for sure. Whatever that is, exists on its own side even when you're not looking. It's a real thing. Or if you want to say, yeah, but everything is mine, okay, even within that frame, whatever it is that you mean to say.
How does he know that it exists when you're not looking or not on DMT? He already said that there's no way to measure it with instruments. You're just going off what people say they see while they're on drugs.
The external environment within the perception that everything is mind. Okay. Yeah. However you want to play the language game, it is an external thing to you as you are perceiving yourself right now. That's a real thing. That's all I'm claiming. Why I know this with absolute amount of certainty? Well, there's a certain long process I went through personally over years and years and years before I even spoke about this publicly, where I actually never assumed anything about it. I just allowed it to unfold. I just kind of looked at it for what it is. I didn't really land on any conclusion or anything. And eventually, with a lot of hammering into me, with like insistence from the other space to say, yo, what else do we need to show you? And I'm like, wait, so you tell me? They're like, yes, it's what this is. I was like, oh. They're like, thank you. So then eventually you go, okay, I know this is real. I no longer feel the obligation to pretend to think that maybe. I don't think that maybe. I know for sure. Does that mean that everybody has to have this amount of conviction? Of course not. But I don't feel apologetic for the amount of conviction I have, because at a certain point there is such a state of the brain, of the mind, called knowing. It's a very limited knowing. It's a very small portion. I'm not claiming to know the ultimate secrets of the universe, but I know I can't walk through the wall. Do I know this? Yes, I know this. Do you know this? Yes. And anybody who insists otherwise is just playing a weird language game, right? You know you can't walk through the wall. Let's not be silly. Okay, I know that the code is there as much as I know that I can't walk through the wall. So at a certain point, I have every right to have the conviction that I have, and I can defend these convictions, and anybody else has the right to criticize my convictions, which is exactly the situation we're in. The move that the other side sometimes makes, which is like, if you would just have less conviction, I would be more comfortable with it. Well, that's you.
That's not how this works.
That's fine. But we're going to have the conversation with the amount of conviction we're going to have for both ends about it. And the only thing that would substantiate it ultimately is if something comes from it, if something that can actually comes to fruition from it. Up until this point, the main criticism was, well, if these things are real to any degree, how come they always so elusive? How come they don't really leave any mark or like real information behind? Well, here it is. Here's the thing. Let's start playing with it. And now people push the horizon even further.
Do you ever get the feeling that maybe this stuff wasn't meant to be studied and scientifically
Why is it discoverable then? That seems to be an arbitrary
maybe that's
point.
A paradox. Maybe it just wasn't meant to be known by everybody. Maybe this thing wasn't. Maybe this thing isn't meant to change humanity, right? Maybe it's not meant to help humanity mature or evolve. Maybe it's just for specific people to discover on their own, and it's not. Are you familiar with this study? There was this Johns Hopkins study that went on. I just had this journalist on here named Travis Kitchens, who was a part of a Johns Hopkins psychedelic research study in like the 90s or early 2000s, with a couple. What were the gentlemen's names who started that study? Like the guys that were like the pioneers of the psychedelic renaissance were a part of this study. And it was this study where they brought in a bunch of people from different religious bunch of different religions. Like they brought in a Buddhist, a Jewish person, Christians, people like the heads of all the faiths, right? Who had different religious beliefs, put them on psychedelics, and tried to find out what the common theme was behind all of their experiences and how they projected their own religious frameworks onto it, right? And they had this hypothesis that of this idea called perennialism. I don't know if you've ever heard of perennialism, but perennialism is this idea that all religions came from one common source. Like they're all drawing from one source, which goes back to like some of the stuff like Brian Muraresku talks about is like the Eleusinian mysteries, and the Greeks were experiencing this psychedelic. They were going into this DMT state or the psychedelic state where they were seeing God, right? Or they were experiencing these things that eventually got translated into different religions, right? For different reasons, which, you know, religions kind of like Christianity spiraled out of control and became, you know, this thing that we know of today. And
what does that mean? I mean, if he's talking about like mega churches, sure, but
like it's like the ultimate goal of this was trying to find one common core to all religions and to all human belief and the core of human consciousness almost, right? But it's like, to me, and what Travis pointed out great was like, I don't think it really matters that much, right? Like if you're a Christian or if you're a Buddhist or if you're a UFO person or if you're a psychonaut who thinks that, you know, whatever you believe, as long as your belief makes you a better person, more power to you.
I tell you why it doesn't map onto the way I see it. Because the answer to your question, is it possible that it's not meant to be entertained by everybody and it's not supposed to help us? The answer is, of course, maybe, yeah, maybe sure, maybe you're right. But that's a lot of maybes, right? The more reasonable way to proceed, I would say, is to look at how any other big understanding in human history ever happened, which is always a correction of the map. The reason that in some domains it might be okay to hold opposing views about different things, but in other domains it isn't. I forget who gave that example, but it's a perfect example. The example is, if you think you're in a ship and you go out and you just open the window, crack the window because you want some more air, but you happen to be on the submarine and you get confused, it really matters. No, forget about the fact that you can't really open the window in a submarine, but let's say you could.
Right.
The point is, if you don't understand the situation you're in, you might make moves that can be detrimental. So making the map match the territory is a very important endeavor. And just notice that whenever people sailed outside of the domain of the current conviction of society, either intellectually or physically, into the ocean, you're going to fall off the face of the earth. What if, just stay here. What if we say, hey, wolves are going to come to the village, either you like it or not. You have to understand always the larger environment you're in. It's just the nature of the game. And if then you want to say, well, look, I understand the game has worked this way so far, but maybe this is it, this is the limit, well, that's an arbitrary limit.
This thing can be connected, though. You can connect this to the conversation you were saying about the various religions, right? And what Danny just said. So there's actually a connecting element here. One is starting with every single religion, right, is in the realm of verbal communication.
Yes.
What we talked about originally, the filters and beyond the filters. And so it's in a box of language, right? So whatever religion that is, the search is the same ultimately. The question is the same. What are we, where we came from? Right. Is there an entity that created us, or how does this operate, right? And all that happens in the verbal realm.
Yes.
Because regardless of the religion, they use a set of a language, be it Sanskrit, being Hebrew, being English, being whatever it is, right? You are operating in that box. And everything that you can talk about is a loose description of something. So you have to move outside of the box, outside of...
All right, I can't do it anymore. I can't. I can't watch that anymore. It's just I want to shave that guy's head and call them retards. So there you have, folks. Scientific evidence that aliens are simulating our reality because some retarded hippies saw the Matrix code when they took drugs. We have some more things to watch. Or one more thing to watch, at least. This will be more interesting. Some of you might have seen this one already. I think it came out yesterday. The same guy who went to India and played in poop went to a town in New York. Inside the New York town invaded by welfare addicted Jews. So we're going to take a look at that. I'm going to take 5 minutes and refill my drink. We'll be right back. All right, we back. Hey Nathan, good to see you, man. Pitbull Lab. I think mine might be Black Lab, Pitbull Black Lab. But he's from the pound, so not sure. He was found on the street when he was a puppy. He's getting old. He's like 14, I think. So just had to spend $600 going to the vet and medication, which is nice. That's part of the reason I started accepting tips. Don't want anybody to feel obligated, but if you feel like it, it's available. It's pinned up at the top there. My work also has taken a hit due to AI taking some of the graphic design kind of stuff that I was doing. We were never exactly sure on ours. She found us. Those are the best kind. They really are. They really, they recognize that you saved them and will love you unconditionally for it.
You work for Hamas?
I don't want my kids should.
You work for Hamas?
I don't want my kids should play in the house of a secular guy.
This is Curious Joel. A village of 44,000 Hasidic Jews in upstate New York that primarily speak Yiddish have an average of 7 kids per family.
How many kids do most people have out here?
17, 18.
How do they afford 17, 18 kids? It's one of the poorest towns in America, with 40% living beneath the federal poverty line. Many men here are religious.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. You didn't have to do that, but thank you. I know who did that too.
Religiously studying the Torah full-time and heavily rely on public assistance and welfare in the form of Medicaid, housing vouchers, food stamps, and cash aid to support their giant families that God commanded them to have. And the village enforces strict gender roles, modest dress codes, and sends their kids to private religious schools. And why is it okay for Jewish people to live together in a homogenous Jew-only community, but it's illegal when white people try to build their own? I pulled up to Curious Joel myself to see what's going on.
Welcome to Curious Joel, a traditional community of modesty and values. In keeping with our traditions and religious customs, we kindly ask that you dress and behave in a modest way while visiting our community. This includes wearing long skirts or pants, covered necklines, sleeves past the elbow, use appropriate language, maintain gender separation in all public areas. Thank you for respecting our values. Let's pop in here and say shalom. Lots of people praying. Hi. Shalom. Okay, so it says entrance for members only. Not sure what it takes to be a member. What does it take to be a member? Do I have to be a Jewish to enter? Okay, I'm not sure. I'm not sure the schedule.
There's also some developments after this. After he did this that we'll get to as well.
Schedule exactly, but 9 o'clock sharp. They're not at work. What is this? Okay, so I guess everyone's praying right now. So you gotta wonder what these people do for employment. You'll notice the Mexicans out here are doing the hard labor, and the Jewish people, I'm not sure what they do. Maybe we can ask this guy. Excuse me, what do most people do for work out here?
Hey, Mushroom Leg. Good to see you, man. Hit the like, please. That's right. I dig the Magnum PI shirt. Yeah, I live in a tropical climate, so it's common attire here.
You don't know? All right, cold shoulder. Question for you, sir. How long do people pray per day?
Maybe 6 hours.
Okay, what do people do for work?
I'm not an report.
Okay, what do you do for work? Okay, you don't want to talk? How many hours a day do they pray?
3 hours a day.
Do people have 9 to 5s?
Yes.
Like what industries are they involved in here?
Construction or other type of industries.
And what do you do?
I'm a student and also I'm doing home care.
What are you studying?
I'm studying Torah.
Torah?
Yes.
How old are you?
Our holy Torah.
And who pays for education?
I try to work on overtime.
Overtime?
Yes.
Where do you work overtime?
I work home care.
Home care?
Night, yes.
Is it like, do you have kids?
I have kids, yes.
How many kids?
3.
How do you afford to raise 3 kids while being a student?
Because I work very hard. I want to study the Torah. I'm very proud.
How do you afford to study the Torah, though?
God help me.
Does the American taxpayer help you too?
Also, yes.
Yep. How many people out here are on like welfare in the form of like housing assistance or Section 8 or EBT, SNAP, Medicare?
Yes, yes, yes.
And that allows you to study.
So, everybody's talking about the Nick Shirley thing with the Somalians in Minnesota. But that guy would never do something like this. For one thing, he doesn't have the balls. But he's also a Zionist. He's a Mormon Zionist government propagandist.
The Torah?
Yes.
And raise your kids?
Yes. Yes, thank
And
you.
how many kids do most people have out here?
17, 18.
How do they afford 17, 18 kids?
They are proud to do what the Torah says, that you need to be multiple and fruitful.
Wow. And do you think there's welfare
17
abuse
kids.
in the
That's
community out
insane.
here?
No.
No, because they actually have the kids?
Yes.
They have the kids. Do they get tax credits for the kids?
What they get, but they are
course they
all
do.
doing to keep our Torah, yes.
Keep the Torah.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on people out there who can barely afford to have one kid?
If they want, they can have one. But if God's given them more, it's very proud.
Okay, shout out God.
Yes.
Okay.
One thing, we are very against the state of Israel. It's a very big problem for us.
So you guys don't approve of a state of Israel before the Messiah comes, right?
Yes. Zionism is not Judaism. It's a very other thing.
Question for you, sir. What do you do for work out here? Are you on the phone? Or are you listening to the radio? Okay. Damn, it's tough to get some answers out of folks. What do you do for work?
Nothing.
How do you make money?
My wife.
Your wife? What does she do for work?
What is this? What?
Interview.
Their poor wives' pregnancy is hard on a woman's body. Yeah. I can't imagine what that would be like. Having 18 kids.
Good to meet you. For YouTube. So your wife works and you study the Torah?
Have a good day.
How many kids do you have?
Have a good day.
How many children do you have? Okay, thank you. Well, that was fascinating. Excuse me, do you study Torah?
Study then?
Torah?
No.
What do you do for work? Do you have a job? Does your wife work? Are you a student of the Torah?
Yes.
Do you work a job for money?
I?
Yeah.
No.
Does your wife?
Yes.
She does. Does your wife go to work to make money and you study Torah?
Where are you?
Tyler, good to meet you. I'm just doing a YouTube video about this place. I find it fascinating.
I don't have time. I have to move.
But where are you going if you don't work?
I study.
So you study. And does your wife work? What industry does she work in? Teaching, education, children? And how do you afford the kids if you don't work? Your wife? Okay, thank you. Sounds like a great setup. Damn, I might have to get in on that. Excuse me, what do women work at here? What jobs do women work in here? Is it mostly childcare? Okay, cold shoulder. Do you work a job as well as raise the kids? Do the women raise the kids in? Okay, tough to talk to the women out here. How do people afford to have families? So like as you raise baby, do you also go to work at some point? What do you do for work? Do you study the Torah for a living? Do you study the Torah? Do you work a job? No? Does your wife work a job? Are you a student? Do you work? Are you a student? Man, I can't do this anymore. Question for you. Do you study Torah? Do you study the Torah? Excuse me, sir. Do you study the Torah? Hey. Oh, you speak on his behalf? How do you know that? Get on out of here. He said he doesn't want to give an interview. How would he know? Do they communicate telepathically via hive mind? Hey. Tyler, yes. How are you, my friend? How are you doing? Yes. Wow. How are
No. Oh, Lord, forgive me.
you? You want to say hi?
Independent journalist.
Yes.
Lucy, you want to say hi? No.
Okay, how are you doing?
Hey, shit, this office.
Do you want to tell me a little bit about this place?
Sure, we go up here.
Okay.
It's a very nice place.
Yeah, and it's mostly Hasidic Jews?
Yes,
Okay.
it's only Hasidic Jews.
And it's one of the most biggest growing towns,
Big
right? By
growing town.
percentage?
It's the biggest in the
Big
United-
families, too.
Big families, right?
How do people afford to have such big families out here?
It's. I'm not gonna say anything.
What do you mean? How do they have such big families?
We believe in God, that
Believe in
God
God?
created that.
Okay. Hey, thanks for saying hi, my friend.
I don't know who you are.
My name's Tyler Oliveira.
I don't talk to suspicious persons.
How am I suspicious?
I don't know who you are.
Damn, ouch, that hurt my feelings. Do you study Torah? Or do you work a job or own business?
Everybody here works a job.
Well, that's not true. That's what's up?
They have Torah and they work.
That's not true. That's a lie. That's not true.
Suspicious person.
That's not true. I've talked to people, they said some of them just study the Torah. They told me themselves.
Well, some.
So who's the liar? I understand that. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
I don't know who you are.
I'm just asking questions. How many children do you have?
You work for Hamas?
You work for Hamas. Oh, my goodness. Oy vey.
What? I'm journalist. I'm just exploring. YouTube vlogger. I don't work for Hamas. He said, do you work for Hamas? What? Okay, so this is the most beautiful $10 million synagogue right here. It is quite nice. Let's see if anyone wants to talk. Hello. Are most people here rabbis? 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 Are you guys rabbis?
No.
Okay.
What?
Do most of them work as... Yes, hello. I'm asking men what they do for a living out here. Are most people here...
What number?
Oh, just my name, Tyler. I'm just asking Hasidic Jews out here because I know it's...
Not for you.
What do you mean?
People are not gonna answer you because...
What do most men do here for work? Is it they study the Torah?
No, most people are working in Amazon like this.
CNN? No, I just have a YouTube channel.
The mere presence of a goyim was sufficient to raise suspicion.
Question for you. What do most men do for work here? Are they rabbis? This is working? No. What do they do? Because I'm trying to talk to people, just figure out what the main industry is.
A lot of things.
Can you give me some ideas?
Oh, go outside.
Okay, thank you. I'm trying to talk to folks like you. How you make your money and afford to raise your families.
Roast.
What?
54 roast.
But then I finally met this.
Asking questions can get you to prison here. Yeah. They want to do that here too. Last stream we watched some videos of Jewish organizations saying that they need to start arresting people who criticize Israel. And if you don't arrest them, the FBI should be monitoring them 24/7.
Guy who gave me some wisdom.
Help me
Everything
out.
people do.
What do you do for a living?
Billboards.
How long does the prayer last? And when do people go to work?
People go from 9 o'clock in the morning, from 6 o'clock in the morning until the night.
So how do they pay their bills?
How they pay the bills? By working.
Well, when do they work if they're praying all day?
They're not praying all day. So you have a lot of people coming in the morning and going into work, then coming back to pray. You have a lot of people coming in the morning to pray. You have people just waking up late.
I see,
From
okay.
having a
Different
big
schedules.
community.
So you own a billboard company?
Yes,
How do people afford to have like 10 kids out here?
the community is based on this. So
Rinky, what's up, dude? Good to see you. Hope you're well.
Okay, so is it wealthy members of the community give charity?
yes, mostly. That's the way.
Are most people on Medicaid, SNAP, EBT? Let's be honest.
I don't know. I can't speak for other people.
What about you?
I'm not going to tell about myself.
Okay.
A lot of
That's a
these
yes.
folks have business there. Not all of them. Some of them.
But there's a lot of you guys, right?
Some of them are being supported by community members.
Okay. What's the big industry for women out here? Is it childcare? Because I notice Mexicans seem to work like retail, construction. Many men will tell me my wife works, but I do not.
That's not true.
That's what they told me though. They themselves.
The first 2 years after they get married.
Okay.
Only the first 2 years.
Okay.
And then they go work. Most men.
Okay. All right. How many kids do you have? I'm gonna guess you have 13. They all vote unanimously in favor for it. Look at this. There's a car accident every 5 seconds. Some of the driving out here is horrendous. It's truly terrible. What do the Jewish people here do for work, from what you've seen? Do they just pray, or?
No. So yes, they pray every single day, and they walk every single day after this matter.
After they pray, they go to work?
Yeah. They drive in a school bus and a transit bus.
Excuse me, gentlemen. What do you guys do for work here? Do you guys have like businesses, like work a job? Do you guys study Torah?
I have a job.
What do you do?
I'm in sales.
Are you lying to me? Just the way you looked at him, I'm just like, what? Is it just ink? What do you do?
I'm doing sales.
What do you sell?
Food.
Why do you keep looking at him? Okay. What food do you sell?
Chocolates.
What? I feel like I'm getting bamboozled right here. I don't understand the look back there. Do most women raise their households and then they work afterwards?
Some, not most.
Some. Okay. Like what percentage? Half?
Maybe half.
Maybe half?
Usually when they study, they do just that.
Okay.
So like the ones who work, study in the morning and late afternoon. In the evening.
To be fair, I have seen people who work bus driver jobs, some people doing something in the shop, sort of managing the shop. The construction and hard labor seems to be exclusively executed by the Mexicans. Excuse me, miss. Do women work and raise the kids out here?
Sometimes.
Do the men work or do they study the Torah? The sheer density of minivans out here is a phenomenon in and of itself. Excuse me. What do you do for a living? Okay. What do you do for work? What do you do for a living, sir? Tough scene. Excuse me. What do you do for a living? Excuse me, what do you do for work?
A student.
You're a student. You're old, though.
I follow you on YouTube.
There we go. So you got to answer this puzzle for me then. What do people do for work out here?
We do construction, we do everything.
Do people spend hours praying in the synagogue and then they work afterwards?
Yeah.
Do the women raise the kids and that's all they do, or do they work as well?
They work as well. The men also raise their kids.
Wow.
We just don't bother nobody. Whatever a normal people is doing,
Yeah.
we're doing.
That's a lie.
Okay.
But we're doing it mostly in the kosher way. Instead of selling to general supermarkets.
I see.
For example, I'm in the kosher food. I sell for kosher supermarkets.
What I'm hearing is they'll gladly take money out of the American tax base to support their lifestyle.
See ya, Brutal. Have a good one.
And if they do start a business, it'll most likely accommodate and service Jews.
We don't bother nobody. We don't kill.
This is true. No violence out here.
No violence.
No drugs.
No drugs. No stealing. No raping. No nothing.
I've only seen bad drivers, though.
You know why?
Yeah.
Because we have so much. We have like 10 children. We're all too busy. That's why we were upset by driving. We're getting nervous. That's the biggest violence you'll find by us. One day a year, it's called Purim.
Party.
We dance, people getting drunk. And the biggest good thing about that we're giving donations for other people.
Oh, that's right.
Do you know how much money goes out in this village?
I'm going to guess millions.
Millions? Yeah. And that's without being so polite, keeping open the doors. That's a thing on
Gentile behavior.
Yeah, right. No, not Gentile. It's a, but
Goyim.
you're not Goyish, I can see it.
I'm Goyim.
No, you're not going. You're a Yid. Going back, you're a Yiddish kid.
Okay.
Are you a Yid?
I'm Goyim.
Can you show me your license?
I know
Show
that
me a Goyim license.
you guys don't support Zionism, or you guys don't support the Jewish state until the Messiah is here, right?
Exactly. They are not the Jewish people. They are not us, and we are not them. They are not Jewish at all. The state of Israel is a secular state, same as Japanese, but they call themselves Jewish people. They don't obey no laws. They're taking out kids from the yeshiva, sending them to draft to army to fight Hamas, which they create the problem. If they would listen to the Torah, the
sorry
whole
about that.
war wouldn't be.
How do people afford to have so many kids here?
They don't afford, we help each other. We opened 2 groceries called Maitiv. We're giving them 50% discount. Just giving you one example.
Yeah, I could get a discount too?
Yes, because the store is officially made for everybody.
The one thing I am curious about though is the welfare use.
Both the federal or whatever the state, they're both spending equals money for other people. The only difference is over here, the money is being spent for us in our mouth to eat, and in Bronx it's being spent for the NYPD to fight.
Are you on welfare?
No.
Do you know anyone on welfare here?
I won't comment on that question.
Come on.
How should I answer the
You own a shop. You own a supermarket, basically. So you would know. Give me a rough estimate if you can.
No.
Why not?
I'm not.
But why?
I'm not gonna comment.
Why? Why is that?
From what I've seen, it's about 60% of them in this neighborhood.
The stickler.
Because I can't answer you a simple.
You can give me a rough estimate though, just ballpark.
What do you think? And
I'm gonna guess 33%.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And that's probably about on average throughout the U.S. That's not terrible.
Exactly.
I'm just trying to figure out how people afford to raise 10 plus kids on sometimes single income households.
We don't spend so much money for each kid.
Humble living. Okay? Like how many kids per family?
10, 12, 14, 15.
Oof, that's huge. And how do people afford to have such big families out here?
Working.
Working? Like, what do people do for work out here?
What to do? Brokerage.
Brokerage?
Construction.
Usury.
Okay.
Teaching in school.
Okay, teaching, school, construction. What percentage of people do you think are on welfare, Medicaid? A lot?
Big people.
Okay. Okay. What do they do?
What I do?
Yeah. What do you do for work?
I'm a student.
Student? Okay. How old are you?
Okay, it's very late to me.
I see. Thank you. Would you like to be interviewed?
I know can professional English, so.
You speak English? Any English? No? Okay. Tough to find someone that speaks English out here. It's tough to find anyone besides the Mexicans out here at work. These guys are looking at their phones half the time too. I'm a little bit confused. And why is everyone on the flip phone? Are they actually speaking to someone? Like, are you actually on the phone with someone?
Yes.
Oh, you are? Okay. Some people I hear are on the radios.
Could be.
Okay. Pregunta. Esta ciudad, Jews?
Yes.
Solo?
Yeah, it's only the Jews.
And las personas Hispanic trabaja por construcción?
Yes.
Jews trabaja en construcción aquí o no?
Only the Hispanics.
Hispanics? Okay. Thank you, my friend. Okay, so this is sort of a well-known fact, but it's good to hear from him that the Hispanics are working the construction out here and the Jews are living here. You work in the medical industry.
Yes.
And you help someone who's elderly or?
Well, it's for pediatrics.
Pediatrics.
It's a private office for Dr. Wurzberger.
Okay, I've noticed that seemingly only Hispanics are out here working.
Yes.
And I have not seen many of the Jewish people here working.
Yeah.
Do you know what's going on there?
That I don't know, but we do have a few coworkers also that are
Okay.
Jewish. But I have noticed that also.
I'm trying to figure out how you guys afford to have so many kids, though.
I mean,
I see all these Mexican workers, too.
personally,
Yeah.
I'm struggling.
You're struggling? Yeah.
It's not easy. Most of
Okay.
the people I know are.
Are most people who have this amount of kids on forms of welfare, like SNAP, Medicaid, housing assistance, that sort of thing?
A lot of people. I'm not.
Yeah.
I can't talk for others, and I don't know.
Do you
A lot of
think-
people have because I mean,
Yeah.
for sure they are eligible for.
Like tax credits for the kids, right?
Yeah, they're eligible more for whatever, for low income, whatever you want.
Yeah.
Because you have that many kids,
Like Section 8 waivers for stuff like this?
something like.
Yeah. So, do most people work jobs out here? Or is it kind of just raising their kids?
As far as I know, yes. I mean, the woman will raise her kids, and most of the men will work.
And the women raise the kids full time?
Most of them. There's some women who will work part time, and less women
Yeah.
full time. But it's very hard to work when you have kids.
Right. Could I move here as a non-Hasidic Jew? Would I be able to, though? That's my real question, because I've heard it's practically impossible.
It's not true.
Is that true?
No, nobody can stop you. You're not gonna be comfortable.
I get that, but would someone actually rent or sell me a house out here as a non-Hasidic Jew? Unlikely, right?
It's not unlikely maybe. I can't.
Okay.
I don't own a house
Sure.
to rent you to ask you this question.
Yeah.
But the point is that everybody lives wherever they want to.
Sure.
Like the same as I live here. Nobody told me, hey, you have to live here. I live here because I want to live here. Correct?
Yeah, that makes sense.
If a secular guy is going to move in, he's going to be uncomfortable. I don't want my kids should play in the house of a secular guy.
Not secular, goyim.
Because the reason why I want to live here because I want to be religious.
I see.
I want my kids should be religious.
Sure. That makes sense.
I don't hate them. I love
Yeah.
everybody.
No, that's reasonable.
I will have everybody.
Yeah. Have you heard of the all-white community in the Ozarks?
I know, yeah.
Would you agree with them doing that?
I don't know. I don't want to live there. The point is not this.
But you think they should be allowed to do so, though, right?
I have a lot of opinions.
Do you think they should?
As I told you, you have to sit down with me.
Oh man, all right, you're a complicated guy. Could I buy a house there? Would they let me?
Legally, I think you.
Legally, I could, but they wouldn't, right?
It's a good question.
How they would deal with that?
Why is everyone so busy? Back to the video.
No, speak English.
None?
No.
As I was going around, my drone captured the most dangerous people in the city. Bad drivers. But real quick, the sponsor of this video pulled out once they learned what the topic was. So if you want to support the channel, get access to these videos early, and watch never before seen content I can't upload on YouTube, go subscribe to my Patreon at patreon.com/Tyler Oliveira for $5 a month.
If you want, I can give you.
Hi, sir. He said that he gave me $500.
And go check it out.
You can call the police. They'll make a police report.
It doesn't pay.
$500 for that? Come on, man.
Will you give me $2,000?
I don't have
I'm going to give you
$2,000.
change.
I don't have $2,000.
Oh, if it
the
were me, I
policeman.
would just call the police, get the police report, and handle it through his insurance.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
That's some damage right there. $2,000-$3,000 worth is my guess. And just for context,
They need Jesus in their lives. That's correct. Unfortunately, 75% of the West thinks these people are God's children. Yep.
do you live here? You work here? Okay. Wow, look at this, another accident! Oh my God! It just hit. They cannot fucking drive out here. There's a car accident here. They're trying to go outside of insurance. It's a phenomenal style of driving out here that leads to quite a few car accidents, it seems like.
She's concerned that the police might have a really good relationship with the people here.
Oh, valid. They probably do. That's why we're gonna hold them accountable with the camera. What happened?
I came down over here and she was over here and I was waiting and she started to backing up. I was turning and that's it.
I see, the rest is history.
I need license and registration.
Oh, yeah. He said that
I
he's
need
going to
your
give
Goyim
me $2,000 to
license.
send me quick pay.
He said he's gonna give her $2,000 now, what she was originally asking, so we don't, use the resources and all that.
Wait, I gotta ask you a question. How many kids do you have?
7.
7? How do you afford to feed 7 kids out here?
I work 24 hours.
24 hours on the bus. Wow, okay. Big families, hard workers.
God bless you too.
Thank you.
23 degrees, frozen streets, school bus.
Later, Captain. Thanks for hanging out, man. Much appreciated. See you soon. Or, talk to you soon. What is going on here? I keep clicking random stuff by accident.
Bus doesn't give up. No one can f***ing drive out here. We got the buses on our ass right now. What is this? What is this? What? Bro, this f***ing driving is insane. Bro, what is this fucking idiot in the school bus? Bro, what the fuck? What is this driving? What is this driving?
The way you're driving.
You're trying to kill us out here.
You were driving below the speed limit.
No, we weren't.
25.
You need to learn how to drive. You're gonna get your kids killed in here. You're gonna get these kids killed. An irresponsible school bus driver. And if you walk through the neighborhood, you'll begin to see the presence of kids everywhere as women give birth to about 7 children on average.
Massive families, 7, 8, 9, 10 plus kids per family out here. All of these strollers and little kid bikes. Another one. Tons of kids. And then a school bus for those kids. New construction over there, more houses being built, foundation being laid. Some of these houses are quite nice. I imagine there are massive families inside them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 wheeled toys for the kids. Can I ask you, how large is your family?
1.
And do most families have, how many kids do they have? Most families?
5, 10.
5, 10? How do they pay for that many kids? You don't know? What is your job?
The Bible.
You read the Bible?
It's very late for me.
For the kids? What is your job? Like, what do you do to make money?
My wife is working.
Okay, your wife works?
Yeah, I have no time.
What do you do for work? Okay, all right, busy man. Thank you.
I'm a family of 6.
Okay, nice.
And I do handiwork.
Okay. Do most people out here work?
As far as I know, yes.
Okay. What percentage of this whole town is children? Maybe like half?
No, more than half.
More than half?
Yeah, because if you can have like 15 children in a family, automatically it's much more than half.
And last question for you. Are most families out here on any form of welfare, like Section 8, SNAP, Medicaid, housing assistance?
Most families?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say so, not as far as I know.
Are you?
I have Medicaid, but
okay.
I have my own business and I make my money fair and square.
Respect. Okay, we got the Crown Sterling right here. Hello. Can I interview as a local business owner? I'm trying to ask people about their business out here and how life is in Kiryas Yol.
Which kind of stores do you take?
I just want to interview anyone who owns a store out here.
Where is it going?
On YouTube.
It's working now?
Yeah.
Excuse me.
No? Okay. Oh, man. Okay, so you don't want to be interviewed.
Delete this file.
I cannot delete it, but I will walk away. Are you sure you don't want to be interviewed?
I can't sue you.
You can sue me? What? You went from this to this? You went nuclear. What? He's gonna sue me? Come on now. See this driving. My God. This terrible driving skill is a testament to the dense population. My God. It's a fascinating way of life.
But despite 40% of the population living beneath the poverty line, I did not have to worry about getting shot or mugged out.
They are also known for their love of the Constitution.
Here by gangsta drug dealers on the corner of every block. In terms of random violence, I think this is the safest place I have ever filmed at.
We got is this a flip phone vending machine? Flip phone vending machine? Wow.
Instead of liquor stores, they had kosher phone vending machines and public safety security force.
Is this funded by the taxpayers, this public safety, all these trucks and whatnot?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so this is tax.
I have no time to sit on the phone now.
Oh, you're busy, are you?
Yeah.
Okay, of course. Of course you are. Thanks.
And volunteer firefighters and EMS.
Can you show me what's going on in here? Tell me what you guys do.
So basically, we provide coverage for the fire service, for the village of Kiryas and the town of Palm Tree.
Okay. Are you a volunteer firefighter?
This is all volunteer fire.
All volunteer work.
Fire department.
And how fast can you guys respond to emergencies, given how tiny the town is?
We have a 90-second response.
90 seconds?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So anyone, even non-Jewish people, you guys will arrive?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay. Just for the whole community?
Yeah.
Okay, nice, man. Some volunteer work. There's some lessons we can learn. Communal living, helping each other out, looking out for each other.
They even had their own kosher AAA.
So we got the Chevy Suburban, we got a pickup truck, and let me show you the
This is
equipment.
like Jewish AAA or what?
Basically.
But it's community funded, right?
Yes.
Who pays for the trucks?
We have a couple of sponsorships. Collision on the Go is one of our
That's
sponsors.
a local company here?
Yes.
In the area? So, for instance, I do not have to have a AAA membership if I live in Kiryas Shoel.
No, you can have our number. We got everything. All the equipment, everything what we need.
Even for the Gentiles?
Whatever you need. You call us, we're coming
so you guys
out.
are helping anyone who calls?
You call us, we go out.
Okay, we're hopping on a call right now. Let's see how this works. Thanks for having me. Hey, what's the call?
What was a flat tire?
Just a community member.
Yeah, just someone called.
Okay, there it is. Okay, so he's already on the job. He got here faster than us. Young volunteer, quick to the work. It would be pretty convenient.
They definitely need these guys with the way that we saw they're driving.
To get a flat tire, call up the city, and they just help you out. Imagine that world. When you live the same, you look the same, you pray the same, you can do cool shit like that. We're at the Kiryas Shoel Volunteer EMS. You gotta give respect to all these guys doing volunteer work for the community. Can I pop in?
Sure,
Okay.
And here you go. Here's the food packages.
Everybody gets a package of that, some little chips inside.
Yeah. All right, this is beautiful. Community unification here and altruism. I like it. And we got to take notes, man. We got to do that for ourselves, for everyone else in America. Take notes. This is beautiful, but it requires some selflessness. It requires some additional work. You're missing hours with the family and loved ones and kids to help other people. They have a bigger picture approach here, and they look at the community as a whole. How many school buses are here?
The town, over 100.
Over 100.
Don't want them here to sound private property.
Wait, but isn't it public property?
No, it's not about
No, this is a privately owned lot with publicly funded buses?
Yes.
Oh, it's privately owned buses too?
Privately owned buses too.
And you guys just purchased the buses yourselves?
Self, yeah.
Like who individually? Is it the rabbi?
Oh, the rabbi buys the bus.
Okay, the rabbi buys the bus? Am I stupid? Then who buys the fucking buses then, if it's a stupid question? Well, who's the boss? Of the town? Of what?
This is a privately owned company.
Sure. I see. Is it mostly private schools out here? Is it a mix of private and public schools? 99% private? And of course, kosher supermarkets maintained by an army of Mexican laborers all over town. Just keep in mind, everything's kosher. Excuse me. Do you guys take EBT?
We do.
Like, do most people come in here and use EBT? Yeah. Okay, what percentage of people would you say use EBT for their groceries here?
100%.
100%? Wow.
100%.
He said 100%. Huh? Oh, what percentage would you say? What would be your estimate?
Well, 50, but not 100.
Because 100's too much, right? What percentage of people here use EBT for their groceries?
35%.
A little bit difficult to conclude what to take away from that. The question is, are a lot of these big families dependent on the welfare state to survive? And then the second
W. Tyler. Hey, Bree.
question is, do they work?
Yes, I work here.
I know, but do the people that live here work here?
Yeah, my work is for the people that live here.
Okay, so that's what I've heard. A lot of business owners. Heard some people do study the Torah for a couple years.
But if they do that many times, their
Their wives are working. That's what I've learned too.
It's too.
And a synagogue around every street's corner so the men could study the Torah while their wives went out and worked.
People are studying, praying. Beautiful. Wow. Okay, I think I finally made it. Synagogue. Synagogue? Okay. Let's just say hi. It's a synagogue. Can I see it? Thank you. How do people afford to have such big families out here?
Oh, this is a problem, you know.
What
struggle? Yeah.
People struggle?
Yeah, there's a lot of people.
What do people do for jobs? Because I've noticed a ton of the Mexicans are working the retail stores.
Yeah.
What do the Jewish people do for work?
They own the businesses.
How do they get to own the businesses?
I have no idea. We could say.
People work by themselves.
Okay.
They work hard, they drive buses, they are teachers, they're employees by companies. And people build up companies by themselves. And people build up their businesses by their own. You work from 9 to 5, a lot of people work more. You work hard. You
Okay,
got money.
I see. It's 2:59. Why aren't people at work?
A lot of people are at work.
But
know
you
how
guys
many
aren't at
people are
work.
living here?
Yeah.
These are all teenagers.
I see. Okay, these are young kids.
Young kids.
How old are you?
I'm 21.
Okay, so do you work?
I'm in college.
Okay, where do you go to college?
Here.
Oh, here. Okay, in town.
Yes.
You guys have your own college. Do all of the adults go to work?
Most, I will say.
Most?
90%.
Okay, do people here survive off of welfare?
Not true.
It's not true.
No. Everyone have to work. You have to get money. But
Yeah.
when you have a lot of kids, like you have 8 kids, you can also get benefits like.
I see. Like the official number for like Medicaid, and it was like 93%. That number is not real.
You can look it up. It's not 93%.
It will say 93%.
Yeah, check it up now.
But I've already looked it up. I know what it'll
Yes?
say. Yeah, they'll say 93%.
Where does it say?
On Google. I don't know if that's real though. That's why I'm asking. Yeah.
I don't know because I
Yeah.
know a lot of
I
people
think
and
it's-
most people have a lot of kids, and even if they work,
Yeah.
They're qualified.
They qualify. Yeah. Okay, we got some knowledge just now. He says there's some misconceptions about the place. Is this where you make the iconic fur hats? Hey, let's see it. Can I try it on? Okay. Thank you. Whoa. It's heavy. On its spins too. For 1,500 USD at the cheapest price. Thank you guys for showing me. 8K? 8,000 bucks? My God.
As I was interviewing people, this
Another
dude
car
tried
wreck.
to revoke my cameraman's First Amendment right to film him on a public sidewalk. It is a struggle getting B-roll out here.
Hey, it's illegal.
It isn't.
What?
It isn't. Howdy.
What is the pictures about?
Just feel like filming.
What is the pictures about?
Just everything.
Can I see a Goyim license?
What do you mean everything?
What are you recording here?
Because I feel like it.
Why?
Because I feel like it.
For whom are you recording it?
Because I feel like it.
And where will you post it?
I don't know, wherever my heart desires.
You took pictures of me personally.
I'm happy.
And
You look
want to
beautiful.
know. I want to know where you're gonna post it.
Everywhere.
Because I don't want to be.
I'm sorry. You walked into my shot, so.
No. I was before across the street, and you
It's
pointed
okay.
the camera on me.
It's not a big deal. You're in public.
And then we began debating as to whether or not Curious Joel took out more money from the system than it gave back.
Why do you think that most people have your welfare?
The more kids you have, the more money you'd get if you're in those programs.
It's not because people are defrauding. When you have larger families, you're automatically, you can qualify in a bigger percentage.
100%.
Take out statistic and say, oh, this person has 6 kids. Look how much grants they receive from the government. But if you look at their expenses, then you see it's a different ball game. It just gives you, helps you to survive. It pushes through. How much money Curious Joel community saves for the state and the federal government by the fact that we have private schools. We have big business people that pay taxes and they contribute a lot. We have a lot of charity that's helping out people, and also the fact that we study Torah, which in big part includes you should be honest and stay away from crime. So thank God that the crime rate is very low. So that also saves a lot of money from police enforcement and from jails.
But I noticed you guys have that private security, which is taxpayer funded, right?
But that's paid from our taxes. It's the village.
Assuming you pay taxes, though, right?
Do you think someone here doesn't pay property tax?
Yeah, for sure. Renters.
I'm a renter.
You're a renter.
Yes. And my landlord 1 year increased me the rent because the tax went up. How can he afford it? Because I pay him rent.
Well, yeah, you're arguing the cost is indirectly turned over to you as the renter.
It's directly.
Let's say I had 10 kids and I made between 60 to 90K a year as a household. Then I could get almost $13,000 in cash benefits and pay no state income tax and no federal tax. So I would get $13,000 in cash, which I could then pay to, let's say, a landlord. Let's call it $2,000. That's half the year paid.
Don't get the tax credit per child. You get
You do, though.
tax credit, but once you have 3 or 4 children, you don't get more if you have more children.
That's not true. The tax credit is multiplied by how many children you have, and there's no limit to the children you can have.
It's a formula. And you take an account that someone has 13 kids, and they pay tuition, they pay grocery, they feed their children, and they have...
I'm arguing a lot of the taxpayers are paying for their children in the form of SNAP, EBT, and healthcare in the form of Medicaid.
I got it, and I want to answer you.
Yeah.
Now, you make this budget, figure out how much this costs, and now you say that you call a cash benefit, a tax return of benefit of $13,000. This doesn't cover 10 children. It's just a help.
But when you supplement that with the healthcare is covered via Medicaid, you have SNAP and EBT that helps cover groceries, if not the full amount for the groceries.
Have SNAP, the SNAP maybe would give $1,000 a month for a family, but you go in the grocery, you check the prices, you can't afford, you can't feed 10 people plus a father and mother, 12 people from $1,000 a month. So it's just a push, like it's a help. It's not covering.
That's true.
So, and also, me personally, I told you I'm working in the healthcare industry.
Yeah.
I don't have Medicaid. I have insurance by my employer.
Agreed.
If
Yeah.
you take all business people, successful business people, just from Curious Joel, their taxes covers everything that we take back. There's someone, Kiva Klein, he's a big developer. I'm sure he pays a lot of taxes. You see over there, Appstone. They're compensating with their tax payments, and then they're compensating with they have charity that they help out a lot of people here. The Jewish people that you claim, they're employing like over 1,000 people. They have a big building in Manhattan. They pay a lot of property tax. They have warehouses in New Jersey, and they're a very fair company. They're honest. And even though they are the job providers.
So you say overall, the Hasidic Jewish community is a financial positive.
Contributing to the United States.
He was basically arguing that the minority of extremely wealthy Jewish businessmen that employ a ton of people elsewhere easily compensates for the amount of money residents here took out of the system in various forms of welfare.
How you doing?
Good, man. How you doing?
Doing well. It's a little cold.
Yeah, I know. What's going on?
Nothing much?
No?
How can I help you?
I was just called to talk to you. Some people are a little nervous to be recording with the masks and stuff, so...
It's cold. The mask stays on, you know?
I get it. You know what I mean? I just got called here, so I got to come by and...
For sure.
Do my due diligence, you know what I mean?
100%, sir.
Okay. So what are you recording for?
Just personal stuff.
Hello, police. We have Goyams recording us on public streets. Help.
I got you. It's public, so I know you can.
If you
you've never been to a community like this, right?
Sure.
You're unknown.
Sure.
It's unusual activity, suspicious for you to have a camera at people's faces wherever they go.
You guys are going to be upset that they're here, right? And you guys are going to call us over here. Just don't engage with them. You know what I mean? If that's what you guys
Yeah, no one's forcing it.
Some people are going to get upset that they're here.
Well, welcome to the United States of America.
I don't want to get recorded.
This is the United States of America. Then just walk away. Just walk away. Jesus Christ. Okay, this is some bullshit, you know it. You don't get extra privileges. No. This is bullshit, you know it.
Yeah, they're going to be upset and calling about you guys. And you guys don't want us harassing you.
Well, why would you harass us if we're exercising our First Amendment, right?
Because you follow people.
Exactly. It's a rhetorical question. There's no means to harass us if we're doing nothing wrong.
No.
Okay.
There was a terrorist attack in Australia Sunday. You come in front of synagogues with a covered face. People are
I
allowed
didn't.
to get
I get the face.
No, I'm
sure.
answering his question, but he didn't ask you the question, right? He was talking to me right now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
I
okay.
agree.
What I told you too.
Sure.
Was if you guys are going to call about each other and have these kinds of interactions, right? No, we had to find conversations. Leave each other alone.
All right, this is excessive. Obviously, we can talk to anyone who wants to talk. This is the equivalent of a doctor. Come in here, get yourself checked out. Well, is this a hospital or like a doctor clinic?
It's a medical facility, so there's lots of like doctor's offices. Okay.
Is this mostly for the Jewish community? Do I have to be Jewish to get health care?
We do not have to be Jewish.
Okay. Are most people here on like Medicaid?
A lot of patients are.
Okay. Cool. Thank you.
Okay.
She said a lot of patients are on Medicaid, which is in conflict with what they're telling me in the synagogue.
And they're having so many kids, Curious Joel's population doubled from 2010 to 2024.
How many kids on average does each family have out here?
Between 2 and...
That's crazy.
Really unpredictable.
Like 2 to 10?
Yeah.
How many do you have?
3.
3. Okay, that's pretty small for out here, right?
I'm still in the younger age.
How old are you?
27.
Okay, young man. What do people do for work out here?
There's all kind of work. There's a lot of educated people, there's everything. Anyways, I gotta go work. Thank you so much.
Okay, what do you do for work, by the way?
I'm doing a few things. I'm driving buses. I'm working in a mechanic shop. I'm working a lot in the office.
That's a lot of jobs.
Yes.
So if you want to talk about people living in a theocratic, ethnic enclave, then look no further. Curious Joel is an example of that, and then some. When people are talking about Dearborn, Michigan this, Dearborn, Michigan that, this is an example of only Jews living here, and a lot of them are tapping into welfare benefits.
Pretty interesting. So we're going to take a look at some of the developments after he filmed that video in just a moment. I'm going to step away for like less than a minute. It won't be as long this time. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. So this is a post from Tyler on Twitter. I can't see it very well. Anyways, I'll read it. It's translated from Yiddish. It says, there's now a video circulating on the internet that has unfortunately reached millions of viewers. As a guy, a so-called YouTuber, went down to Kiryat Yoel with a camera and a microphone with the aim of revealing how the locals live. YouTube blocked your comment? That's crazy. I have it set to 0 moderation. I don't know why it was still blocked. Let's see. With the aim of revealing how the locals live, let's put the truth on the table. By God's grace, the Gentile did not encounter any black deeds. He looked for fraud. He looked for criminal activities. But he didn't come across anything. On the contrary, he had to admit that it is a quiet, peaceful area without any police and without any violence, with organizations such as Colleagues and Hatzla that are a fearsome Kaddish. I don't know what that means. The last one I saw that you said was, I'd be dead in a day. I wonder what black deeds are. But here lies the ruin. This guy used his power of speech and editing to make our public law and order regarding the welfare system. He stops an innocent Englishman. They blocked an Adolf Hitler quote and a reference I made. What about Jesus boiling in his own excrement? They're from the land of Canaan, Hittites, Amorites, Canaanites, Perizzites. They love Satan. If you go to the top and click where it says top chat, change it to live chat, and you can see the stuff that it hides. We got a little clip about the Talmud too to put on after this. He stops an innocent Englishman. I have a feeling that the auto translate Jew to that. An innocent Englishman who barely knows English, and asks him, "How do you feed 12 children?" The Jew answers with a simple, true faith: "The Almighty helps," or "One gets help." For us, this means faith in dealing with the Torah out of pressure, but the guy twists and sells to the world that Jews live on the account of the taxpayer and that we don't work and we don't pay any taxes. This causes a terrible hatred of Israel. Millions of Gentiles see this, and the comments are full of murder. I don't think that's what's causing the hatred. And what the hell does comments full of murder mean? The great danger, if we don't wake up, this will become a national disaster. The YouTubers see that when you talk about Jews, you get millions of clicks. Yeah, that's why I have 3 people in here right now. And that's why YouTube is screwing me over and basically totally removed me from the algorithm, and why I've lost subscribers and still losing subscribers. If we don't wake up, this will become a national disaster. The YouTubers see that when you talk about Jews, you get millions of clicks. Tomorrow, 10 more such companies will come to Muncie, Williamsburg, and Lakewood. They will lurk at the corners of madrasas to catch a victim who will say a word that is not true and use that against us. What is the advice? Vidam Aheron. It is necessary to restore for every young man, boy, and child. When you see a person with a camera and microphone, don't say a word. Do not think, excuse me, do not think that you're going to make a Kiddush Hashem by answering nice excuses. The Gentile's not looking for the truth. He's looking for your image in order to make jokes. The best thing is to turn your back and go on as if it didn't happen. When they see no one is talking to them, they will stop coming.
What about
My spirit will rise from the grave, and the world will see that I was right.
What about some of the rituals like in the Talmud? I know one of them is I think it's called the Metzitza Bupe, right, where the child gets circumcised,
Yes.
and then they clean up with the rabbi's mouth, I believe. And the other one is
Yes. I mean, I'm sure a lot of you already know about this, but some of you probably don't. Let's replay that so you can hear what he said again.
what about some of the rituals like in the Talmud? I know one of them is I think it's called the Metzitza Bupe, right, where the child gets circumcised,
Yes.
and then they clean up with the rabbi's mouth, I believe. And the other one is where they transfer the sins from themselves to the chicken and kill the chicken and like swing it above their head.
I got
Are
it.
those like common widespread practices in these communities?
Yes, absolutely. But you have to understand that when you just do that.
Widespread. They try to act like it's not widespread, but it is widespread. You can look it up. There are thousands and thousands and thousands of cases of the children who were circumcised getting herpes from the rabbi's mouth.
Thing with the chicken above your head to remove the sin from yourself, the punishment that you deserve for the sin to the chicken. It does come with a lot of with a package. You gotta change your behavior, ask for forgiveness, this package that comes with it. Just it's not a uji-buji that we're gonna do some miracle or just some magic and it's all gonna go on the chicken. It doesn't work that way.
Okay.
That's one thing. Now regarding the thing that you asked about the mitzitza bapeh, I'm shocked that you guys know what it is, but that's cool. Mitzitza bapeh, it's given to us as straight from Moshe Rabbeinu, our leader. We cannot. No one would disagree with that. Every Orthodox community would do it.
Insane. Absolutely insane.
What about some of the rituals like?
Thought I had something else saved. Maybe it was
Section 8. People don't
it
know
might have
this.
been in the
Section 8.
comments for the Tyler Oliveira thing here.
Section 8, people don't know this. Section 8 has a program where instead of paying your rent they'll
to
pay your
own.
mortgage. Now,
The government will pay you Section 8 in your own house?
your own house.
They'll pay you your rent in your own house that you
they
bought.
pay your no. They pay the mortgage. It's not the money that doesn't.
That
go
means
to
instead
you.
of the government paying $2,300 for you to be in Section 8, they'll pay your mortgage.
They pay your mortgage. So basically, they pay your house because eventually
You're going to own it. The government doesn't own doesn't own the title.
No, it's your house.
Sounds like the biggest.
Now, before you reach out to me for this, I have no idea about it. Like this is public information.
There's no idea.
Google it. Google ChatGPT it. Gemini it. What else is out there? Grok it.
And it could be 100% legal.
Just Google it. Just juggle it.
Section 8. People don't know this.
What the fuck are black deeds? I was wondering that myself. They consider themselves lucky you didn't witness any black deeds. What black deeds might they be thinking of? Better hide this real quick, 'cause there's some stuff that might get me in trouble. Here's some stats. See the actual stats. I can't say it enough. They hate us. Yep, absolutely. All right, so, well, exact figures vary and data can be sensitive. A significant portion of Hasidic Jews in New York rely on public assistance, with studies showing high poverty rates around 63%, high usage of SNAP food stamps in specific villages like 64% in New Square, and high Medicaid enrollment reflecting economic challenges despite communal support networks, and overall Jewish community data showing substantial financial need in NYC. All of this will get you into trouble. Oh yeah. I mean, this isn't, this is like every stream, bro. This is tame compared to some of the stuff that I talk about. Black deeds equal wicked actions. Yeah. Key stats and findings: high poverty, about 63%, live near or below the poverty line compared to 27% of non-Hasidic New Yorkers. SNAP use, over 64% of households in New Square and nearly 50% in Kazar receive SNAP, far above the state average. Medicaid, Kiris Yoel, which is where that video was, a Hasidic village, has over 93% of residents on Medicaid. Overall Jewish community, a 2023 UJA Federation study found 20% of NYC Jewish households are poor or near poor, with high rates in Brooklyn. So that we're all clear, it's the people you can't insult that usually run things, right? Yeah. All right, this is pretty funny. Literally just scrolling through Facebook right now. Child injured in serious school bus accident in Muncie, and it's one of the school buses with Hebrew letters on it. Run or ruin, both. This is a Zog. We live under Zog 100%. From the top to the bottom. Tyler Oliveira said, "I am not suicidal."
For whatever reason,
we played this
when it comes to anti-Semitism,
last stream, but I don't think you were here, Rinky Dink, so it's related to what you're talking about.
for whatever reason, when it comes to anti-Semitism, when someone commits an anti-Semitic act, we don't send them to jail. Instead, we get the ADL to say, let's bring them to a Holocaust museum, which A, gives them pretty bad ideas, and B, doesn't solve anything about the fundamental issue that they violated the law. So the way we solve anti-Semitism is pretty goddamn simple, and I'm really beside myself that we don't push for this with all the major Jewish organizations. When someone commits a crime, stop sending them on El Al flights. That will make them more anti-Semitic, I guarantee it. Send their ass to jail.
No, this is stuff like this makes people more anti-Semitic. I still need to watch your Masonic stream. Yeah, that was a good one. The last one was not good. I had a whole bunch of clips saved to watch, and they just disappeared. I don't know what happened. So, but yeah, the Masonic this Masonic one was pretty good. No, we don't live in a Zog. Come on. Oh, anyways, by the way, did you see Israel stop us from bombing Iran?
I'm an Episcopal priest.
Oh, good Lord. That was all the clips I had, but this is, I mean, I might as well just play this. It's short. It's crazy.
I'm an Episcopal priest. Of course we'll do your gay wedding.
We're Episcopal priests. Of course we know your pronouns. I'm an Episcopal priest. Of course women can be priests.
I'm a Reformed Episcopal priest. Of course they're heretics.
Yeah, you're a heretic too. It's not much difference. So let's see. I might have had something else saved. Let me see. No. I think that's it. See if anybody else
breaking the hour
see
extension.
Who else is streaming right now? Let's go. Yeah, so I'm probably gonna end it here, but you guys should go check this dude out. He's a homie. He's streaming right now. Let him know I sent you over. Ghetto raid. Thank you guys for hanging out. It's been fun. Interesting stuff. 85% of Congress has dual. Yeah, it's insane, dude. It's 100% a Zog. But yeah, check this guy out. Chris Lestrange, the homie from South Africa. I'll probably pop in there too. I'll probably stream again either Monday or Tuesday, but I'll post it ahead of time. I mean, I'll schedule it ahead of time. So yeah, see you guys